We do not absolve Darwin of the mistake he made regarding the idea of natural selection, where he did not exclude humans from the general law of evolution. He explicitly mentioned that the Old Testament is a false historical account of the world and its events. In this book, we have proven the error of this belief, and surely Darwin would have reconsidered his views had he lived to see the remnants of skulls and human bones dating back 2.5 million years. This indicates that the upright human being, who walked on two legs, was contemporary with the ape-like lineage, not descended from it. Dr. Herman Randall says, while the 18th century saw the harmony and order in the universe as evidence of its creation by God, the transition from a purely mechanical nature to a living one that evolved, grew, and passed from one form to another, all this made it easier to view the cosmic process as divine in its essence, and it was easier for religious souls to see in the story of evolution the hand of divine providence. The idea of evolution, after being refined and stripped of the contradiction brought about by atheism, adds to the credit of faith in God and takes from it as it draws a systematic path for matter, ascending from the lower to the higher, aiming to reach the ultimate goal. We find ourselves compelled to acknowledge the existence of a creator and director of matter, for matter itself is incapable of organizing itself. Some psychologists have said about the theory of evolution, metaphysical reflections work within it, and its foundation is based on religious conception, as it involves ascension from the lower to the higher, and the highest of all is God Almighty. It has been established by the investigators that there is nothing in existence except God, and although we exist only through His existence, while His existence is independent of any proof. How can one prove that which is the very essence of proof itself? The existential reality is singular. There is no multiplicity or diversity within it, and the multitude perceived by the senses is merely forms and manifestations in which divine attributes are revealed, or illusions invented by the mind. There is no difference between truth and creation, nor between the creator and the created, except in terms of perspective and consideration. God is truth in His essence and creation in terms of His attributes. These attributes themselves are the essence of His being. Glory be to Him who revealed things while being their essence. This statement by Ibn Arabi does not refer to union or incarnation, but rather to the mere dissolution of the created in the Creator, like the fading of a candle's light in the bright rays of the sun. We know that God differs from all occurrences. There is nothing like Him, and the great knowers of God tell us, whatever crosses your mind, whatever your intellect imagines, and whatever your imagination reaches out to, God is beyond that. Glory be to Him. Einstein offers this advice to religious scholars, saying, theologians must abandon the notion of a God with human-like attributes. Einstein also says, a belief that can survive in darkness but not in the light of day will eventually lose its influence over people. We understand the power of the Almighty through His precise laws in the universe, and we know His attributes through the names by which He has described Himself, such as the Loving One, where love is the purest form of affection. And God's name, the Loving One, is a merciful indication to His creation, as love is the true foundation upon which life is built and the harmony of the universe is maintained. And if He, the Almighty, has spread His laws before the eyes of people, commanding them to observe their subtleties and uncover their truths, He has also called for reflection, exploration, and discovery. Indeed, He, the Almighty, has concealed His laws related to the day of resurrection, the beginning of creation, and its eventual return. As God Almighty said in Surat Al-An'am, and with Him are the keys of the unseen. None knows them except Him. And He knows what is on the land and in the sea. Not a leaf falls, but that He knows it. And no grain is there within the darknesses of the earth, and no moist or dry thing, but that it is written in a clear record. While God Almighty has hidden the exact timing of the day of resurrection and the specific details that will unfold, He has not concealed its signs from us. Consider the ancient civilizations whose remnants we see and whose ruins we touch, yet we do not know how they began or where they disappeared. This is tangible evidence of the truthfulness of the sacred scriptures, which state that God Almighty destroyed the towns with a blast, a cry, or water. He initiates creation and then repeats it. These are the violent events or calamities that occurred on Earth in distant or recent epochs, events that have been verified by scientists. Regrettably, they believe these events are random, without any divine intervention, attempting to explain what is already apparent, which amounts to a waste of time and effort. We have long wished that the minds of scientists would open to the secrets of the Earth as much as they have to the secrets of space, which have brought benefits to humanity only as much as has been invested in them. The American space program offers a valuable lesson after the successive failures NASA has faced and the billions of dollars wasted in space. The heavens are on the verge of inheriting the earth and everything upon it. Yet we continue to search for the truth that stands before us. The peoples of past civilizations left us clear messages carved on rocks, reminding us of the dominance of the heavens over the earth. This truth is confirmed by myths, through documented evidence, and also by sacred scriptures. We have demonstrated that what is mentioned in the Old Testament is not a false depiction of the world and its events, but, when considered alongside scientific discoveries, affirms the reality of divine power and sovereignty.